Hello, and we are live. It is 12:11. I know we normally start these at 12, but today we just had something going on in the office. But we will make sure that we always do our lives with you 5 days within the week so we can both get a beautiful energy boost. Hi, my name is Mpho, and I am your reader today. I am going to be reading the seventh chapter of Bruce D. Schneider's Energy Leadership book. And today we're talking everything about what would we do if there was no fear present. So, yesterday we read chapter 6, of course. And if you haven't watched that video, okay, make sure that you go into our lovely posts and catch up yesterday's book reading. Beautiful 10 minutes, raise your energy, raise the vibe so that you can raise the energy within, your organization, which we now know that an organization is not only just where you work, it's your family members. As long as there's two people, a team, then it's an organization. So you are part of various organizations within your life, so raise the vibration of the things that matter most. So yesterday we were talking about level 1. Today we're going to be talking about level 2. Well, we're going to be reading about level 2, and in the rest of yesterday's chapter, because I continue reading so that we stay in the loop of what's happening within the book. Okay, so yesterday Richard was assigned various tasks, and Bruce helped him to just shift his energy from level 1, which is victim, where it's the core emotion is being the core emotion is having apathy and being in a victim mentality, not really seeing that something can change. Whereas in with level 2, right, you're more defensive and combative, but it's a better energy level than 1 because it means that you're ready, you see your worth, and you're ready to fight for what you believe in. And so yesterday Richard and Bruce were just talking about energy 1 and energy 2, energy level 1, 2, and 3, because at 3 then there's a lot of more cooperation that starts to happen. At 3, there's a lot of more forgiveness and responsibility, taking responsibility for our actions. And one thing I wanted to point out from yesterday's chapter is this. Let me just open it quickly. There's a lot that I highlighted. Clearly, I'm really enjoying this book. I really, really am. And I hope you are too. Remember to find our readings as well on YouTube, because, we are in the digital space and our YouTube channel is there ready for you to click on that subscribe button. So do that. Click on the subscribe button. Okay, so something that I really loved from yesterday was Bruce saying, think of your consulting firm as if it were human. So remember, it's a living, breathing organism, which is great, right? So when we think about organizations like that, everything you breathe life into, yourself, you nourish yourself, you make yourself look good, and you take care of yourself every day. You brush your teeth, you get ready for work. All those little things are things that when we think about our organizations being human, we understand that it's living, it's breathing, we can take care of it daily. So that was yesterday's chapter. Today's chapter, we're actually going to see the beauty of energy shifts, and how beautiful, and when you shift your energy, how beautiful the outcomes are, which is something that Richard is experiencing in his organization, especially with Christina. Christina is turning around. Okay, there's a turnaround for Christina, and this is really such good vibes. It's very good energy. So there's a turnaround in Christina's energy because Bruce decided that he is taking responsibility. He's in that level 3. Level 2, he knows his worth. Level 3, he sees it's possible. He's taking responsibility for himself. shifting the energy for his staff members. It's really good. This is really, really good. So I'm going to start reading. Let me set my timer because, sometimes I get so absorbed in the book. I honestly forget to start the timer. So our timer is set for 10 minutes. And yeah, so I see we have beautiful, wonderful viewers today. Type in our comment section. We're ready to read your comments. And I actually have a poll set for today, which is about the book. So let me publish this wonderful poll, activate the poll, and we can get it done. Yes, activate poll. Okay. There we go. So, without fear, what could you do? The greatest menace to our civilization today is the conflict between giant organized systems of self-righteousness, each system only too delighted to find that the other is wicked, each only too glad that the sins give it the pretext for still deeper hatred and animosity. Herbert Butterfield, historian and philosopher. It was already our fourth meeting, and Richard still hadn't dealt with the issues between Don and Tonya. But Don's message made Richard think he might be able to pull things off for a while yet. This is Don's message here. This is Richard writing to Don. The subject is haven't forgotten. Don, just wanted to let you know that I'm giving your concerns the time and attention they're due before reacting. I want to give you a more considered response so that we can come up with some solution that makes sense for the whole company. Please be patient for just a while longer as I work this one out, Richard. This is Don's response. Okay, I'm in the middle of trying to untangle something too and have other things on my mind for the moment. Don. When Richard showed me the exchange, I thought we should pursue the issue with Don and Tonya that day. We were ready to tackle level 2 energy anyway. And certainly Don and Tonya would keep us right on schedule. Because I had spent some time with both of them and the rest of the staff, I was alert to Don's concerns and the overall tenor of the office. My main objective with everyone was to learn their feelings about the company, about the relationship with Richard, and about me being involved. Nearly all of them said they believed that O'Connell Consulting was a good company to work for and could be turned around with strong efforts. And everyone genuinely liked Richard, but said he was hard to know. Most said my presence in the company was needed and welcome. As I told Richard about this, I also revealed that the overall energy of the personnel was higher than I'd expected. Was it because of Richard's influence over the last few weeks? Quite possibly. He said he had been on the task, more enthusiastic than usual, and had completed all his assignments. Giving Richard a thumbs up, I divulged details on my interactions with the Fantastic Four. Christina's energy was most intriguing, I reported. She initiated our conversation by talking about how she and Richard had spent some time together reviewing her pay raise, request, and proposal, and that they were definitely on a good track. She confided that she and Richard had talked about upgrading the appearance at the front desk, and that she had just started an exercise program she hoped would get her back into some of her more tailored office attire. I just have a few pounds to drop and then I can really start to work it. Yes, girl, work it, girl. I had to comment to Richard on her emerging personality. She had this amazing combination of lightheartedness and professionalism. You know what I'm talking about? Richard nodded yes with a knowing smile. I told him her eyes had twinkled as she talked about making her whole environment and herself more appealing to those who came through the doors at O'Connell Consulting. This would be her first contribution to getting revenues moving forward. The impression we make on our clients and ourselves is so important. We're getting this new beautiful desk for me since we agreed that would be a pivotal improvement. Plus, we're going to make some other upgrades around the office. I'm going to wait a few months to see how we're doing before pursuing the full raise. But things are looking up, and if, excuse me, when we pull when we pull out of the slump, someone's going to benefit. Everyone's going to benefit. Christina was a new woman. She was enjoyable, positive, sparkling, and I let her know it. For the first time since we met, she smiled, and not just with her teeth, but with her whole face, which told me she appreciated the positive reinforcement and the time I spent with her. Nate was a different story. Trying to be as objective and not judgmental as possible, I still found it uncomfortable to speak with him. I told Richard. His answers had come out as slow and at a slow and frustrating pace, and his voice had been its usual monotone. He said he was glad I was there to help, but had no energy behind his words. Tonya has some work to do, I continued. While talking to her, I had the feeling I was being interviewed. She wanted to make sure I knew she was in charge of the business. Of all the people I spoke with, Tonya expressed the most negative perspective on my appearance, about the company's chances for success, and about Richard. I was taken aback when she said he was a nice guy, but he needed a lot of help from her to turn the company around. She, of course, needed no help at all. If we can inspire her to raise her energy, I imagined aloud. I have a hunch that Tonya's extreme confidence and incredible sense of mind will prove to be a huge asset. Big opportunity makers. It's just a matter of seeing if she's up for moving into the anabolic zone. As I watched Richard's eyebrow knit together, it made me think about the brain creating new folds whenever learning occurs. Viewing Tonya as a source of opportunity was clearly a new one for Richard. Okay, how did it go with Don? He asked me. Don's meeting was more a venting session than a brainstorming meeting. He complained about everyone, saying the staff was lazy. When I asked him what he thought he could do to improve others' productivity levels, he said he was supposed to keep the salespeople in line, and the rest of them were not his responsibility. I just kept I just keep the monkeys in monkey chow, he joked, though I hadn't found it particularly funny. So that's what I've gathered from the troops. What's new with you, General? I feel pretty good, he said, nodding once for emphasis. I'm ready to take our next steps together. All right then, let's get down to business. Tell me what you feel has changed since our last session. Richard now shook his head in momentary belief. He shared that he had started coming into the office earlier and not dreading it as much. In fact, I actually look forward to it from time to time. Searching for the gift in what he was sharing, I asked, "When do you most look forward? When do you most look forward to it?" I'm remembering how much I enjoy teamwork. So I usually enjoy the days when we have team meetings. We've started scheduling these meetings every Wednesday, and we've had two meetings since you and I last met. Richard informed me, looking pleased, just mentioning that he instituted this new schedule. You said you usually enjoy your Wednesdays, I noted. Why not always? Richard said there was plenty of ego parading and bickering, although he liked it that everyone was at least in the same room once a week, and people often had good input. Yet Don and Tonya still wouldn't speak directly to each other. Nate wouldn't say much at all. Christina seemed to have made a complete 180 though. The truth is, he said, that I get a lot of satisfaction just knowing I'm no longer alone in working to turn our company around. And that concludes today's reading. That's out of everything that we've read so far, that was my favorite. That when you have someone else who can, who believes that you can turn things around, it makes a huge impact just by you turning things around for yourself and then helping the other person to shift up their energy levels. That's beautiful, It's support, it's teamwork. See, now that's beautiful, right? So I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Let me read some of the comments. We have a comment by Jacques. Okay. Jacques says, build relationships with powerful and influential people. Very true. This is really, really good. We feed off each other's energy, and I think that's what Jacques is talking about there. Create my own paths for others to follow. So Jacques is responding to our poll, which I hope that you've also responded to, right? Without fear, what would you do? Jacques says, create my own path for others to follow. Embrace the unknown with passion and excitement, because that's true, Even when we're pursuing all of these beautiful projects, all these new things, even if we're living beyond our fears and our doubts, we still have to embrace the unknown and with passion and excitement. Lovely comments. We like them all. We love them all. Thank you so much for attending today's live reading and every other live reading that we've had this week. Thank you for sharing in advance. Thank you for sharing this one with everyone else that you're going to be, who is in your organization. That's very important, Thank you for subscribing to our channel. It is in the description box. And I will see you next week, Monday, for our next book reading. We are going to be talking about the big four energy blocks. So, as a recap, go back to this week's readings. Each is 10 minutes, really. Just get a recap of the energies. And yeah, we'll see each other on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.